This day brings a Scottish dawn, and freedom is the right of every man. We give our all here today, so our children can say, this is our land, and we are Scotland's sons. Now we'll face this day together. We will pay the cost, so many friends will come on. Tomorrow our flag will fly. This day brings a Scottish dawn, and freedom is the right of every man. We give our all here today, so our children can say, this is our land, and we are Scotland's sons. On this Coxet Hill we gathered to the Saltire. When we are long gone, our sons of sons will say, they stood behind the Brits, not for greed and not for gain, but on this poor stone field they died that we be free. This day brings a Scottish dawn, and we've taken all that any nation can. We give our all here today, so our children can say, this is our land, and we are Scotland's sons. And if we die here today, we die for Scotland's sons. Thank you. At this point, it's probably up to introduce you to Mike Duncan from the Strathleven Artisans. Strathleven Artisans have a heritage centre in the Renton. If the Renton doesn't mean anything to you, it's walk over and turn left a wee bit. And it's and they speak for you, so you need to listen carefully to them. But he is in constant contact with the descendants of the Bruce. So I'll leave Duncan tell you a wee bit more.
Well, good afternoon everybody, brothers and sisters. I was sitting last night, Ted asked me yesterday if you would say a few words, and I said, of course, definitely. It's kind of my job because I work for Robert Bruce. But if I was going to read everything that I was wanting to say, and the things I'd like to tell people about Robert Bruce, I'd need to cut down half a pine forest, you know what I mean, and put the readings of paper. Because in my life he's such an important man, and in everybody's life it's here he's such an important man. And we've seen 15,000 people here yesterday, and he was very important in their lives as well, you know. As Ted was saying, we have got a wee heritage centre down in the Renton, and we're really lucky that Robert Bruce chose to live and die there the last 3 years of his life. He lived there for 3 years constantly, and died in the village. And when I was growing up, I read it in Planter's trilogy, and just I thought Carbis was the place where Robert Bruce died, and had done all my life, you know what I mean. Carbis is 7 miles away from here last time. And I read in Planter's trilogy that was 3/4 of a mile up the river Leven, above high tide mark between 2 burns. And as a 15-year-old boy, to be that secure me up with Renton, that was the Carbis, you know what I mean. It turns out that he bought all the land of Carbis, it's the parish of Carbis, and he became Lord of Carbis, so Carbis is the place that's still getting mentioned at the time. And for us as young boys, and then as grown men as well to do, it's amazing to think that these great heroes that fought for all the years for the day that they won here at Bannockburn and beyond, that they rode about our village and stayed in our village, you know what I mean? And it's an incredible thing. You should try and come through and see. We're in the old railway station in there. It's a one-room thing, so that size, you know what I mean? But it's yours, it's his. And we do our best to promote that, you know what I mean? But most importantly, this place, this is important to people of Scotland, you know what I mean? This is a first step of freedom, I think, you know. And I've got a statue down in the red, a wee toty one that my uncle made for us with Bruce with the first blow that has to boom. And on it he wrote, the first blow for Scotland, you know. And we do everything that we can to try and get the schools, and because we didn't know half of the history that's going about Scotland, less than half the history that's going about Scotland, about what heroes, you know what I mean? So the Waynes definitely didn't know, you know, there is a big change in that direction, you know what I mean? And we try to do that. We try to get to schools and go to fetes and all these things and spread the word of Robert Bruce living and dying in our village, you know. But coming here today, it's special for me, you know what I mean? There's a couple of wee things in my life I'll tell you about, right? Robert Bruce's personal bodyguard was a guy called Fat Duncan, right? And people on a wee bit more weight, I could never be called Fat Duncan, you know what I mean? And I was born on the 24th of June, this is my birthday today, you know what I mean? So I think maybe I'm a wee bit... I think maybe reincarnated for somebody in the past to do a wee bit for him, you know? The 700th anniversary of his death, a great oak tree in Strathlevenfelden that the king had planted at his son David's house. It took us a year to get the negotiations to get it, and we argued back and forward every month for a year, and then we stole it. We just gained it, you know what I mean? Then we back the next meeting, and the guy nearly started to he says, thank God I'm sick of hearing that tree, you know what I mean? So it's not our possession. We built a great throne that we had here at Bannockburn, the 700th anniversary. You can see it at the centre of the thing in there, you know. But for me, as I say, we're going to write something down and say something, try to say something dead profound, and maybe something that wasn't said yesterday or something that nobody says today, you know what I mean? And all I could think is, you know, see if I can't say it from where it's coming from, you know what I mean, from my heart, you know what I mean? And I can't say it, and I work for Robert Bruce, and so do all you. Abba-gabra.
Thanks very much. You actually mentioned something there that I left out when I was talking about Stirling Bridge and the statue at Stirling Bridge. Another tremendously important thing about the battle being recognised to the same standard as this battle here is recognised is education for our kids. I was born and brought up in Stirling here. I spent 7 years at primary school, 5 years at secondary school. My school, both schools, were between here and the castle and the Wallace Monument. If you form that triangle, my schools were in the middle of that. Never in 12 years of schooling did they take us on a field trip to any of these sites. Very, very seldom we even talked about them. Of course, we knew Wallace won at Stirling Bridge. They didn't even know who 101 was. We knew that Bruce won at Bannockburn. But that was it. You got to secondary school and they told you things about the Tudor kings and queens of Scotland, of England, Scotland. History that's probably valid, but no valid to a young Scotsman growing up who wants to know what went on here. And the more memorials that we can put up, the more commemorations we can have, the more places like the Mountain Centre, the more our populace is going to know their history. Know what's just been fed to them by mainstream media, but what they can find out themselves. Find out on the ground, find out from the computer. If you want to go on the computer, then you believe Wikipedia. But there's loads of good sources on the computer where you can find out your own history.
Would be keep the artisans and masters if we would apply to them for money for a grant for a statue and for signs and for the develop the Bruce oak tree. And after 18 months of really, really hard work, they sent us a letter saying, same as the Guardian of Scotland, I believe, Robert and Bruce is not value for money to the people of Scotland.
They got exactly the same about Stirling Bridge. It's kind of hard to figure out how your national heritage lottery can turn you down for something which is very, very obviously heritage. But there's people behind that maybe don't think the same way as we do. What I'd like to do at this point is I'd like to introduce George Kempick from the Society of William Wallace. And you might be asking what William Wallace is doing at Bannockburn, but William Wallace was a few years before Bannockburn, 17, and he's never went away since in 700 years, so that's why I'm here today as well.
Sorry. I made a mistake, I think, by sending Ted my speech, because what did he do? He actually started reading virtually verbatim what I'm going to say at the very beginning. I can't shift from it. I'm going to say it again, yeah, because I can't shift off the page. My head will be bowed. And it will be heartfelt. I don't have the ability that Duncan has. But this is heartfelt. I've written this speech about 3 times, hoping to try and put into words how I feel in my heart. So, as I said, here we go. Welcome everyone. If you're here and have attended the commemoration in previous years, you were aware of a change in the day of the commemoration. We're here on Sunday the 24th of June, the anniversary of the second day of the battle. But that's not the reason today was chosen. Some, or indeed all of you, may be aware that yesterday the All Under One Banner March took place from Stirling to this special place. That happened in an effort to return to the days when the SNP organised Bannockburn Day and thousands attended, which it definitely succeeded in doing. Ted and I, as a representative of the Society of William Wallace, attending a meeting a few months ago, and we were informed of the plan for this and were asked if we wanted to be involved yesterday, holding our commemoration after the march and before the rally. As a representative of the Society, it was my duty to inform them and all of you that as a registered charity, our Constitution does not allow us to participate in political activities. Although you will all notice a move in and out with references to a battle today regarding Scottish independence, and if that wasn't allowed under our Constitution, that would be a sad reflection on us. Daily, we are in contact with various individuals and organisations who have helped us achieve some of our hard-fought goals. I trust I do not have to go into any greater detail to explain how compromising our non-political status could also cause us all sorts of issues with the Charities Commission. So it was decided that we would hold the commemoration on the Sunday. The commemoration was never intended to be in competition with yesterday's event, or indeed any commemoration held over this weekend. Today is happening because we felt on days like today, political messages can take a back seat and we can focus 100% on respecting the idea of the commemoration. Today we are here to specifically remember the battle and the fallen, which I'm sure on its own has and will inspire many here to fight by my side for Scottish independence, just as our heroes have over the centuries. And I think it needs made very clear, we support those who choose to use Wallace and Bruce to that end. Bannockburn was a famous victory. We hold commemorations throughout the year, none really about celebrating a victory, although it doesn't half feel good to be here 704 years after the battle in 1314, feeling independence is to the fore again and distinctly possible. For me, Falkirk holds a special place in my heart. I'm sure some of us will have had that question asked. Who had this question asked? Why hold a celebration of a battle you lost? The misunderstanding stemming from the use of the word celebration. Falkirk was a battle after our famous victory at Stirling. I know I don't need to tell any of you that. When we stood against them, Cloud Edward's army at Falkirk on the 22nd of July in 1298, we did so, I'm sure, in high spirits, believing if we did it once, we could send him home to think again, just as we had at Stirling. Falkirk was a different battle entirely from Stirling. We never had the assistance or the control over the battlefield like we had at Stirling. We used a tried and tested battle tactic, depending heavily on the use of shotguns, to a man who stood the ground gloriously, supported by the bowmen of Sir John Stewart, who were virtually made redundant and wiped out by Longshanks's Welsh bowmen. As I stand at the cairn at Falkirk each year, I remember those brave men, all fighting for more than their lives. They were fighting to rid their country of tyranny and to make Scotland a better place for their families. In fact, for us. I actually believe they were thinking of us, their descendants. I know that's what I think of, as I do all I can do to make Scotland independent once again. So, in saying all that, although some things need said, again, today is not about politics. It shouldn't be. We have 14 days throughout the year we can attend political rallies and marches. And we do. I know I have, and I will, whenever possible, until we are free. As a wee example of what we do and what we do it for, I would like to share a message the Society received this week. It's not a rare thing, we get regular similar messages. But Miguel, obviously not being an English speaker, felt he needed to put into words the feeling so many of us share. And to me, it reaffirms my commitment to the work our society does, and to my personal commitment to overturning the actually unreasonable Treaty of Union. Because, like Miguel, I never will understand why we are still under English rule. So, Miguel says, "Dear sirs, my name is Miguel Barras, and for several years I've been a huge fan and lover of the Scottish culture. I never knew why, but when I was a kid I had a book about William Wallace. I regret I've lost that book. A lot of years before the film, and even when I became a fan of that man and what he represented. In fact, all of your history fascinates me in ways I could never explain. Of course, the film Braveheart triggered the fuse again and gave me more awareness of some historical facts." I think he's a bit confused here, whereas facts and Braveheart anyway. Again, I cannot explain why, but I've always considered myself a little bit Scottish in my soul. And I think Scotland has a huge soul as a country, and a huge